I don't lift heavy weights, and we don't lift heavy weights in the Athlete 20XX, and here's the reason why that is. Oh man, I feel so good. Like, did you see how strong I am? Just curling this like over 50 kilo like it's nothing. Oh man, you know, why should I lift this weight is my question. I mean, look at this. Right? It doesn't do much. Where's the resistance? So of course, I'm going to choose the heavy weight. All right, all jokes aside, I want to give you some pointers on why exactly this lighter weight would actually be better for you to lift. Why are you going to make better gains? Whether you want to grow your biceps, just grow the strength in it, and overall development. I think the biggest fault in trying to lift the heaviest weight always, trying to lift, having that heavy lifting approach, the biggest fault there is that you're not actually trying to build strength. You're not trying to build muscle. You're not trying to really develop anything in your body. You're just trying to lift the weight. All you care is the number. You care about, instead of focusing on really building your muscle, developing your body, what you're focusing on is trying to prove yourself that you're strong, you're enough. You're trying to prove perhaps to other people as well. Look at me, I'm lifting this weight, you know, it looks good. But what's happening is that you're probably not making much results at all, and in the long term, you're probably gonna hurt yourself, and there's gonna be a lot worse results altogether. So, why is this? Like, what is the thing? Why can I lift this lightweight and make really, truly better results than with this heavyweight? The example that I showed in the start was an extreme one. Okay, most people don't perhaps use that much body motion when they do curls, but yet they do it, and it still matters. It doesn't matter how much they do it. I will show you here, because this is something it's hard to understand, and I get it. I didn't understand this when I started. I was always trying. I was a heavy lifting guy, pretty much, because I thought that's the way, because that's what everybody tells, because they don't know anything about proper technique or proper form. They haven't experimented it. They don't have faith in their own, basically, what they can do with their bodies. So they trust on the weight and think, okay, now something's going to happen. As long as I lift heavy weight, something's going to magically happen. You know, muscles are going to grow. I'm going to get stronger. So, whoops. Oh no! So, with bicep curl, I'm going to show you a good curl. Okay, and then basic bro curl. So there, you see the difference? That there are different levels of, you know, moving your body while you do it. People do it in different ways wherever they can cheat. So the biggest difference between these two is, in the first one, nothing else moves except for my elbow joint, like this manner. In the first one, the second one, everything moves. My whole body is lifting the weight, right? And I'm hoping that that will somehow go into my bicep. But I'm doing all sort of, you know, motion with my body. It's not just that I'm heaving, I'm going back, I'm moving my shoulders, spine, hips, you know, whatever, toes, abs. I'm using everything to get that bar up. So that's the difference between whether I want to lift a heavy weight. So it means I'm going to use my whole body to perform that action. It doesn't allow you to concentrate, it doesn't allow you to be present in your training. When you have that lighter weight, it means that all the bullshit from your head, you've already moved that aside, and you're ready to focus on what you're actually going to try to train, which in this case it's a bicep. I think this is a fairly simple example because this thing transfers to any exercise. Bicep curl is just one. It doesn't matter if it's squat, could be an overhead press. So this goes for any weightlifting exercise and also any bodyweight exercise. The Athlete 20XX is filled with both its bodyweight and there's also weightlifting, and the form is always the first thing that you want to focus on. Before we even start to exercise, I always say, set the posture. I said it's like over and over again. I said tighten the core, use this and that to stabilize. Why? Because it's something that you need to kind of integrate into your approach. It needs to be almost automatic, and I know people don't get it easy. It's not like we are born to stabilize our body. It's a skill. There's levels in it, and you need to learn them like progressively, little by little. For example, in the Athlete 20XX, you don't just jump straight into stabilizing everything. We start by taking support either from the wall, we are supporting ourselves sitting on a bench, lying on the ground. There's different ways we are going to stabilize our body in the start to learn to kind of progressively move on to something where we are actually freestanding, always something where we're actively stabilizing, creating support and tension in our bodies. So even though this weight here, this heavier weight is like at least 10 times heavier than this lightweight here, it produces less resistance on my biceps than this lightweight here. And it's all about the way you're doing this exercise. What kind of leverage are you using? Are you using stabilization, or are you using your whole body to create the motion? The second example is about the leverage and how that affects how we can use leverage in exercises to make them more challenging, make them not just more challenging but more effective in terms of the results. And very good example for this is the side bend, basically an oblique exercise. So we're trying to train these muscles here, crunching them to the sides. Now, normally how people do this, there's a bit more weight there. This is not very heavy. Let's try this. So there's heavier weight. Your weight is dragging here. You're doing this exercise like something like this manner. And there, when you pull here, there isn't too much really resistance here. The weight is almost like laying here. It's not really pulling that way too much. Okay. So how we're going to make this actually effective is we put our arm here. We stabilize it there. The shoulder, you wouldn't think that when you're training the abs you need to stabilize your shoulder, right? But this is the example. Okay, so I keep it here, stabilize it there. What happens now is, oh, okay, I'm here in the maximally kind of crunched position. This weight here is pulling me all the time. There's a lot of tension for me to break from here. So this places a lot of resistance. It's a lightweight, but with this, through using leverage, through using good control and tempo, I'm able to create a lot of tension here and effectively train my muscles, those obliques. Whereas opposed to this, just hanging here, very little resistance. I want to give you a better example of the lack of control and basically using momentum. So we have like, okay, we're not stabilizing our body, and it's also we're not perhaps using good leverage. And both of these are going to come also in this example, because I'm going to do an overhead press, right? So first of all, stabilized overhead press. Let's see here. Okay, my body is stiff. Wow, that's hard. It's really lightweight, right? Well, look at this. Okay, so there's the difference between how you can, by just basically manipulating or using a good form, You can make the exercise work extremely, and you can make it extremely hard and challenging, just keeping a good form. The difference between these two were once again stabilization and also using the momentum and lack of control, not engaging or not keeping the tension in the muscles that we're trying to even train. So when I'm doing this press, right, what am I doing? I would like to be training this deltoid here. I like to be training it through the full range of motion. In every single point here, when I'm doing this, there's muscle activation. They're pulling. I can feel them. They're doing their job. They're doing the work that I want to be training this exercise. There's a lot about awareness. You know what you want to train. You know what you're doing, right? So I could also be just doing it this manner. So, for example, in the very end, there's no contraction at all. I'm just snapping my shoulders, like basically next to my ears. Like here, I'm actually squeezing, I'm using them. Here, the initial strength that I produce, partly with my body, partly with the deltoid, just carries it there, and then there's a little bit of thrust from my body, so the arms straighten out there overhead. And there's not really proper tension, there's not proper control in the muscles that I want to be training. These were the 3 examples why lightweights actually produce better results than the heavyweights, and why lightweights actually also produce more resistance compared to the heavier weights. I hope you made it more clear, because I know this is a tough thing to understand somehow. It doesn't make sense like logically always to people. But so that you understand, it's about the technique and the leverage and the momentum and the stabilizing things that you do with your body. And that's it. I will see you in the next video. There's one more thing that I want to show. I was asked in the comment sections that I would show more about the structure of the Athlete 20XX system. So here it is. I have here this is the main page of Athlete 20XX. It's athlete20xx.com. So basically just information about the course, and you can buy the course from here. There's testimonials as well. But so once you have bought the system, you get access to our platform here. I can show you, this is what it looks like. It's very simple, extremely simple and user-friendly to use. You have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Here you can choose the week, because you have basically weekly schedules here. And then you can just choose, there are different workouts for every day. And some are rest days. Monday, hip articulations. Tuesday, push, upper body workout and abs. And then you have everything you need here, basically. The sets and the repetitions, the name of the exercises, rest times. You can print it in a PDF format. And then when you scroll down, you get the demonstrations of the tutorial videos for all the exercises. For example, here, there's also muscle diagrams where you can see what muscles you should be targeting. This is very beneficial because it's kind of crucial that we understand what we're actually training here, right? There. And so in the videos, well, first, you will see what you're actually doing. Then we have the tutorial here. Right, I'm explaining all the kind of different tips and what you should do when you do this exercise. In the end, there's always going to be demonstration of the mistakes that you might be doing in this exercise, and this is included in every single exercise in this system. Right. So that's pretty much it. Very easy to use. Hope this made more clear to you what kind of system this is, what kind of platform it is. So as you can see, this is not your typical workout program and that you can just get from anywhere. This is on a whole nother level. It has a complete system, a unique method, and when I tell this is unique, I really mean it. You don't find this combination of exercises and methods from any other program. It's unique for Athlete 20XX. You get everything you need to build yourself from the ground up to an extremely high level. As you saw there, you get the videos, you get sets, reps, you get the schedules, you get the muscle diagrams. Everything is there in this one complete system. And that's about it. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.